Hey folks, William Haskell here, coming to you from my studio in Santa Fe, New Mexico, with my first edition of Painting with Bourbon. Now, as I mentioned once before, I don't know if you saw this, but I'm not actually going to paint with the bourbon. I use water for my paints, but I'm going to have some bourbon and I'm going to paint. And talk about both. I want to introduce my assistant here, Bingley, in the studio. He helps me with all of my work. It's really where I draw my inspiration from. So the virus gave me a whole new appreciation for bourbon and enjoying it and consuming it and enjoying it while I paint. So tonight's bourbon is a 1792, and this is one of my favorite ones. And it's 1792 because that's the year Kentucky became a state. So, and Kentucky produces many wonderful things. The first of which is my woman, Angela. The second of which is 95% of all bourbon. What will we do without Kentucky? So, this is an excellent bourbon, excellent value. It's about $29, and it's a wonderful bourbon. I always have it just with a couple ice cubes, and it tastes great. I just enjoy sipping it. I wouldn't mix it with anything. I just enjoy it this way. And it's great with like barbecue. It has a little bit of vanilla and some caramel and some dark fruit in there. My O factor is not as good as some other people's, but I just know what I like, and I really like this one. And it's won more than 50 awards since 2011, so it must be a really good one. So I enjoy this bourbon, and while I'm enjoying this bourbon, I'm also working on a new painting that I'll introduce to you. I'm almost finished with it. I'll finish it tomorrow. And it is actually my first painting ever of Hawaii. And I'm painting this painting because in a couple of weeks, Angela and I are going to go to Hawaii. We're going to go to Maui and have a vacation. I haven't had a vacation in a long time. And so I wanted to paint a painting for Hawaii that really captures this raw essence of the state. And so I thought, you know, the rugged mountains. It's amazing, the vertical height of these mountains, the volcano erupting, the lava, the ocean, and all those colors interacting together. It's really an amazing place. A lot of times people think of like surfing and being on the beach and stuff like that. I wanted to take a different approach. And my next painting of Hawaii will actually have a water spout in because it doesn't make any sense to put a tornado there. But I like to focus on different aspects of a different region, like the fact that this state has a volcano and the energy that comes from that, and how amazing, what an amazing event that is from the early stages of our planet. So that's what I'm doing now, and so I'll sit down, and when I paint, I use fluid acrylics, of course, on a panel called Aquaboard. And it's a great product. It's made in Texas by a company called Ampersand, and it's a little like paper and a little like panel. And I really like it for this application. I wet it down first to release the air that's trapped in it. Otherwise, you get spots. So what I do is I use fluid acrylics, and I begin with. I'm really down to the finishing stages where I'm going to paint my lava, okay? The lava erupting from the volcano and the rivers of it coming down the sides of the volcano, and the kind of contrast it will create. And I was looking for that kind of, that very dark basalt stone, that lava, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint to my darkest dark, like I do in all my paints, and then I'm gonna paint to my lightest light. And so I'm working in the color that is a really great color. It's transparent red iron oxide, and this is an excellent base color and an excellent wash color. It can really add like a wonderful warmth to something. Like, see, if you just brush on a very thin wash of it on this back, it adds this kind of this warm glow to something, you know, and it really tones down a color. Maybe if you've got a color that's too strong and you want to just calm it down, this is an excellent way to do it. Or if I want to reinforce the fact that at the base of these mountains, there's all kinds of rock and lava and different colors other than green, you can just brush a little bit of this on, and it creates this really nice kind of interlude between the green of the mountains and lava flow and that kind of thing. So it's an excellent color. I use it in a lot of different painting situations. And here I'll take a quick sip of bourbon. And then my next color I'm going to use is red. I'm going to go from red, and my last colors will be a yellow. And so once again, I work to my darkest dark, and then I work to my lightest light. And what it does is it presents all those subliminal colors. Yeah, there's Bingley. He's heavily involved. He's checking out something I put over there, and pretty cool. There he is, and much more interested in my painting. And so that is how I do that. And throughout the next episodes of Painting with Bourbon, I will be introducing some different aspects of my painting. The next painting I'm going to work on is a cactus. This is a preliminary drawing for it. Prickly pear, one of my favorite ones. I actually have a prickly pear I'll have in here while I'm painting it. I got it from Tucson, Arizona. And that geometric structure of the landscape that's so interesting that I have in a lot of my paintings. This is the preliminary drawing to the volcano I'm working on. So that's how I start everything, just to get that conceptual flow and that type of thing. And then this one I will have in the studio next week to show you what it looks like completed. But there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed this first episode and have a great night. Thank you very much.